Hey everybody, welcome on back into the channel. This is Faith, of course. This is going to be your energy reading for your individual zodiac sign for the next 7 days. Of course, if your sun sign does not resonate, then move on over to your moon sign, and then lastly, your rising sign. Me personally, I like to work backwards, so you can always check your rising sign first, and then go to your moon, and then go to your sun sign if the former two do not resonate. Okay, I know I skipped the week, but that's only because I was trying to regroup, reorganize myself since I have been doing the free readings. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of started to stress myself out about it a little bit. Then I realized, like, wait a minute, they're free. So I will get to them whenever I get to them. I know some of you start to panic a little bit. Why? I do not know, because it's free, because you haven't heard from me, but it's almost just like, just relax. Okay. But yes, anyway, so I did buy a new set of cards, which I will actually show them visually speaking on one of my other videos whenever I get a chance down to it. But these set of tarot cards, it's Bosch Tarot. I'm not sure how, I think the first part is Hieronymus, I think that's how you say it, either way. But yes, I was so drawn to these cards because of the imagery and because they're completely different. All the major arcanas are the same, but the minor arcanas are different. So that's why I was kind of drawn to it, because I'm different myself. Imagine that. Anyway, so yeah, we're just going to give one card for each zodiac sign. Again, on a different reading. I don't think I did an overall energy reading the last horoscope, so I may go ahead and do that now. But let me shuffle first. All right. Okay, one more shuffle and then we'll be out of the woods. All right. So let's take a look and see what we got. All right. So the overall energy for this week, we have the, God, I feel like I'm about close to needing glasses. We have the Queen, we have the Queen of Vessels. And on this particular card is tied to gambling, the energy of never being satisfied, but also the energy of lust. Okay. It does take me down that path of like 7 deadly sins or just sins. But I would say overall for this week, there may be quite a few of you where you're just feeling guilty, or there may be a guilty party around you and they are starting to act pretty weird. Now, this could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, but really with the nature of this card and the imagery is giving very fire. So this actually may be a Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius guilty person that may be around you. Now, with this card, it is coming in reverse. So we do have to take a little bit of the pressure off of this energy and say that we have a guilty party energy coming through, but this may be the week of confessions. Remember, I mentioned sin about a minute ago. So someone could be confessing to doing something that you had no idea was going on. And it could be a multitude of things. It doesn't have to be, I mean, some of you are immediately probably going to go to cheating, or they just did something so, unorthodox, out of character, egregious, all those words. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the case. It could be something a little bit more minor than that, but something has been, either this has been eating you up, or this has been eating the other person up that you are dealing with. Now, on the other hand, some of you, or maybe a bulk of you, have been frivolously spending your money. So this may be the week where you finally take a look and you're just like, wow, I think I've been spending a little bit more money than what has been coming in. And that is never good. Okay. So, and also with this energy of never being satisfied, you actually may end up getting presented some sort of a gift, or it may even be some sort of a peace offering. I could take a peace offering as somewhat of a gift, even though it may not be physical in nature, it's still somewhat of a gift. You know what I'm saying? So that could be something that you may, and it may come actually this Thursday, which is only a couple days from now because I'm recording this on a Tuesday. But if you're listening to this after and I made it public, then it may be the following Thursday from whenever you are listening to this. Okay. So that is the overall energy with the Queen of Vessels. Okay. It's like, it's almost like somebody putting your fire out with some sort of a secret or some sort of a something that kind of hits you by surprise, and it kind of humbles you a little bit. It makes you take a step back and kind of reevaluate if you should continue in this particular connection or if you need to change some things about bad habits that you may have. Okay. So let's move on to the reading, and I'm going to be timestamping these as I go. So starting with Aries at, we'll do 544. Okay, Aries 544. What is your card this week? You have the King of Swords. So a powerful person, a teacher, harsh lessons. And the harsh lessons actually could come this week through the matter of the court system. Some of you may be dealing with custody, which could be, through the court system. Some of you may be dealing with actual court legal situations. Okay. So this may be the week of fights, if that makes sense, when it pertains to the legal way. So a lot of going back and forth energy going on. Okay. Now, some of you may even be threatening to go this particular route when it pertains to a Libra, because I am getting a very deep Libra energy. Now, this could be a family member. This could be a friend. It could be child. It could be a teacher. Since the King of Swords is a teacher, he is very professorian. I know that's probably not a word, but it sounds good. Professorian in a way. Okay. I know you guys can't see the card, but on this particular card, we have this woman, and I almost want to say a guillotine, which is very Viking. So what would that be? 1800s, maybe 1890 or 1880 somewhere. Maybe I may be way too far up. I may need to go back to the 1600s. But either way, we have the guillotine energy, like, being sentenced to something. Okay. So some of you that may have possibly been dealing with legal issues, like I said, there could be some, energy or something that you may have to deal with during this particular week, or the 21st to be more exact. Hopefully the 21st is not on a weekend, but I don't think so. Okay. But with the King of Swords also being one about truth, about honor, somebody is dishonoring you. Again, like I said, I am getting a Libra, but it could be any of the air signs, Gemini or Aquarius. But anyway, so this week, you're going to want to exert your power when it pertains to situations that, to be frank, are out of your control. So I feel like the message for you this week is to relax. Moving on. Taurus at 807. We'll do 807 for you. Okay. Taurus, you have the Grail Knight, which is the number 18 in the major arcana. So and this is coming in reverse. So you have the Moon in reverse. So we have blaze of glory, trickery, danger, failure, honor, courage. Some of you are afraid to be outed. And I hate to say this, some of you guys, I'm not going to say, well, I do hate to say it because of the way that somebody may try to out you. It could be actually tied to sexuality. Some of you have to be careful because somebody may be assuming something about your sexuality that is not true. And that is going to spread like a wildfire. So I would say this week, you really have to be mindful about who you call your friend, who you call your family. Some of you may have that mentality where it's always just like, well, they're my family. They wouldn't do me like that. Well, I hate to bust your bubble, but your family will absolutely do you like that. Just because they're your family doesn't automatically mean that loyalty is going to find them. That's just not how it goes. So some of you have to be very mindful about that because it's the energy of family first all the time, even if they screw you over. So some of you, you could be a little bit further along in your journey if you would accept the reality that may not be true when it comes to like family over everything, especially if they betray you, because some of you have already went through a betrayal. Some of you are dealing with a betrayal right now and you're trying to figure out, how do I navigate through this? Because I got to do the right thing. I have to be there for my family. No, you don't. No, you don't. If somebody Okay, guys, sorry, my mic had died, so I had to get my other one. Excuse me. Back to what I was saying. So you have to be very careful about this inappropriate relationship that may be trying to form. Okay, so careful of any sort of advances. But speaking of advances, be very careful when it pertains to any sort of advances when it comes to financially speaking, because that can be an issue as well. You may be having some difficulties when it pertains to school, focusing in school, thinking about going back to school, or simply just some of you are going to get some type of very long statement when it pertains to a student loan. So it may have been a situation where they were just like, oh, don't worry about it, we're going to take care of it. Or this simply could just be a matter of you've been given the wrong information, i.e. the wrong amount. So now you're going to be getting some sort of a statement and it's going to have the right amount on it. It doesn't have to be school. It could be medical. It could be a car. It could be anything tied to that. But also with the Baron of Books coming with the Baron of Books coming in reverse, at this point, someone has control over you, or that is the way it is coming across, that someone is dominating or trying to dominate control over you. And I mean, they're not even trying. I feel like they are completely succeeding at this. And this may be someone that you are in a relationship with. There may be an age difference, 13 years, 3 years, 8 years, 7 months, 17 days. It doesn't matter the time frame. One person is older, the other person is younger. Okay. In this instance, some of you, if you are the woman, the man is younger. Okay. But it could go reverse. All right. It also seems like that someone may be looking over your shoulder to try to figure out what you are writing. There's some type of excuse note that you may be writing, and this may be for work. Some of you guys, you may be taking off from work now because you're having some sort of a medical situation. It seems like your job is going to be coming at you, kind of just like, well, we need more proof. We need more information. So be prepared for that. So that's why I kind of see not necessarily doodling. There's just a lot of written communication going on. Okay. So yeah. Cancer, you are going to be 55. I actually hit the wrong button. 1455. All right, Cancer. You have the Virgin Mother, or in this set of cards, it is the Empress. She is motherhood. She is caring. She is compassionate. She represents the divine feminine, the energy to relax, the energy to be comfortable in yourself and know that everything is going to work out. So I would say for you this week, with the Empress coming in reverse, you are struggling to maintain that positive nature, that positive attitude, especially when it is surrounding money. Now, some of you, it may not even be an issue of money. You know, the money may be there. It could just be the issue of the fear associated with the lack of abundance or the lack of money. That could be what is driving your head into the wall, which is making you overthink, which is making you be maybe more calculating than what you need to be. Now, with the Empress coming in reverse, some of you actually may be grappling with the thought of, man, do I want another baby? Because you're having that itch. Whether you have kids already or you don't have kids, you're in that particular energy like you want to give birth to something. You want to expand something. Now, giving birth to things doesn't always have to be a human being, because that is a lot of responsibility. It could be giving birth to something as far as a business, but to me, with her coming in reverse this week, it seems that you may have already canceled or given up on something that could have been a promise of abundance, because either you didn't feel comfortable, you feel like something wasn't right, it wasn't moving fast enough. It could be any of those things. Okay. And I'm not even gonna lie, some of you this week, even if you happen to be, if you are younger, your parents are still alive, you may have those thoughts, that energy during this week where you're kind of just like questioning the love that your parents have for you. And it's a sore spot. And that's okay for it to be a sore spot. Just go ahead and acknowledge it and be like, this is a sore spot for me. Somebody may trigger you in a way whenever they bring up something tied to their own parents or their own mother. But in other news, we could say with this motherhood card, I'm actually going to split what we could say with this motherhood card in reverse, and we have the Ace of Skates, which would be the Ace of Air or the Ace of Swords. There actually will be an opportunity for you this week to come into connection with a form of abundance, a new job, a lump sum of money. But it seems to me that if you don't pay attention to this, or if you don't kind of like read in between the lines, you're going to miss it. You're not useless. Your talents are not useless. Okay. Some of you, you're having that energy of, oh my God, why am I here? I'm not good enough. Why they pick me? I mean, will you get your shit together? Because nobody wants to hear that. They picked you because you are good enough. Full stop. Leo. 18, we'll do 1816 for Leo. All right, Leo, you have Paradise. So you have the Temperance card. Paradise is of peace. It is of pleasure. It is of communication. And it's actually very interesting because on this set of cards, it seems like the individuals from the Devil card, as well as from the Lovers card, have made their way to paradise. So we could take this journey as kind of sticking together through the tough times. And that could be what some of you guys are enduring or going through right now, when it pertains to someone that you've been dealing with since the Lovers card, or since, well, actually, we haven't made it to the Devil yet because this is 14. The Devil is next. So this could be somebody that you've been dealing with since the Lovers card, the beginning stages of love, the initial reaction that you have to someone that you feel that you are in love with. And some of you, this go back to 2016, 2013, or in between 2016, 2024. That could be the time period in terms of whenever you and this person have gotten together. But with Paradise in this instance with this card makes me think of living in the moment, focusing on what brings you to a center of okay, if that makes sense. Because sometimes you just have to be okay with being okay, especially if nothing is happening and nothing is moving. You have to find that part within yourself where you're just saying that, you know what, we're good. We're good here. This is okay. Nothing's happening right now, but that doesn't mean that something is wrong. So you could be stepping more into that energy during this week. You'll be indulging in sweets. I know that if some of you, if you haven't had sugar in Lord knows how long, you're going to break that, I feel, during this particular time. But also, I really do get this energy where, you know, for you Leos, whether you're sun, moon, or rising, you know, during this week, you are having those feelings that you used to have for somebody that you're still in a relationship with. They're starting to dwindle back in. You're starting to find yourself gravitate more towards, you know, thinking about things that they like or things they may want to do, or like kind of going out of their way to make them comfortable, which, you know, that's good, because it seems like it's been a while since you've kind of like been in that particular energy. Okay. But the biggest thing here is you and this person have had a heart to heart, or you haven't even had a heart to heart. They have now given you the space to just open up, to say things that maybe have been uncomfortable. They've given you that chance, the chance that you have been waiting for them to give you. So I feel that something is making a turnaround in terms of a relationship. So you just have to see where this momentum takes you. Virgo. We'll do 2120. Okay, Virgo, you have the Knight of Coins. Schemes, business, success by cheating. You're questioning somebody's motives. And this may even be an ex that may have came back into your life and you possibly have been considering reconciling with them. Okay. Or, you know, you haven't considered reconciling. Well, you know what? I take it back, because why else are you even thinking about it if you haven't considered it as an option? If you weren't thinking about it, it would be out of sight, out of mind, be like, whatever, that was just a thought. But it seems that some of you, you're spewing on some sort of a thought tied to someone that may have cheated you or did you wrong, but this person is coming back in and they're giving you a reason or an excuse, and they're saying, well, I did A because B and C was going on. And the energy is coming up where it's like you're seriously considering forgiving them. Yeah. And this person could have legitimately cheated on you. But like I said, you're seriously considering giving this person another chance. Okay. If you have a business, things may be slow during this week, or if you are in a particular line of business that is very customer service, customer driven, very customer focused, specifically sales, this could be a week where things are down. Speaking of sales, if you are in the field of sales, commission, the fee structure, the structure tied to what your payout is when it comes to commission, I feel is going to change. Hence why this Knight of Coin is coming in reverse. Okay. There is a sense of responsibility. There is a sense of trust, I feel, that comes with the Knight of Coin. So you have to be careful during this week to not put so much trust in someone when it pertains to your financial data. By the way, be careful, because your financial data may end up being compromised during this week. So if you don't lock your card, or some of you may need to consider having a separate account for just strictly spending and another account for that's where you just, outside of like savings. I know savings, yes, but another account where you just dump money in there and you only put kind of like exactly what you need in this one account. And then that's just what we spend. You know what I'm saying? Some of you need to consider doing that. Okay. Because there is this energy, or there is this vibe I'm getting where you need to separate more, you know, be a little bit more calculating. I kind of talked about it with Cancer, saying that they may be a little bit calculating when it pertains to trying to get abundance, whereas you need to be more calculating when it comes to keeping your abundance. Okay. But nonetheless, let's get a card for this Nine of Coin. Yeah, I figured. Sin of pride. Okay, okay. So now we have two separate sides. So we have a side where some of you guys, you need to be more calculating when it comes to keeping your wealth, but maybe this can run hand in hand with the other side. And then there's another side of the situation where some of you got greedy. You got greedy to the point where maybe somebody got hurt, and you had to be very careful because there may be somewhat of a turnaround that could be coming regarding this. Rather, this is you where this is happening to, or it could be somebody where this is happening to them. And so this also could drive that need to separate, because you may be trying to get away from this person that hurt people when it pertains to their sense of greed. But I'm also getting a sense of entitlement with this sin of pride, because trying to keep up with appearances is the quickest way for you to get a one-way ticket to the embarrassing show. Okay? So I would say be very careful. All right. And by the way, some of you, I hate to say it, there is somebody who is with you only because you look good. That's it. And they're going to start treating you as such. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Libra. So we can get this out of the way. We'll do 2534. All right, Libra. You have illumination. So you have the Hermit. The Hermit is revelation. It is knowledge. It is light and darkness. Okay, you're going back into your shell. Some of you may have Cancer in your chart. You may even be a Cancer moon or a Cancer Mars. Okay, so you're wanting to go back into your shell. You know, you may be feeling right now that everybody wants something. Everybody always has their hand out. So you're not really sure exactly how to navigate through this particular type of energy, because people are always grabbing at you, grabbing towards you from multiple different directions. Okay. It's interesting because in this particular card, she kind of has on like this corset, or she has like on this like military gear, but it's very stylish. Okay. So some of you, but again, we're in the Hermit energy. You may be changing your style. People may not be reacting to your new sense of style the way that you thought. So you actually may end up going through another sense of style. In my opinion, with this Hermit energy, I feel like you're going to go for a more softer approach. Right now, you may be very gory because in this particular card, there is a lantern and there's like a whole bunch of people in the lantern. It almost kind of comes across like they're trying to escape from their doom. They're trying to escape from the fire because it's too hot. And some of you may be dealing with that as well. You're being critiqued. Now, you may be being critiqued for good reason. So it's kind of hard to think about that when you feel like people are picking on you, but that's not necessarily always the case. The critique may be warranted. And some of you, maybe that is why you are going into Hermit mode, because the critique is actually valid. And it doesn't mean that it's super bad. It could be as simple as, you know what, hey, kind of like the way you went about that, it could have been done better. They could be saying it like that, and you could be just coming straight defensive. And you're drawing yourself into your own corner. They're not drawing you into a corner. You're drawing yourself into a corner because you feel that everything is a personal attack against who you are. That's not true. If you think everything is a personal attack against who you are, then I don't think you really know who you are, because it really wouldn't be that big of a deal. Okay. So there still is some things that you are having to work on, internally speaking, to just make you who you truly are and who you are comfortable with. You know, those people who always seek outside validation. It's like every 5 seconds they have to give a speech about this is me. Well, obviously it's not, because why am I hearing from you again? You know, it's not that deep. If you are who you are settled into that space and you don't have to remind people. So if you are finding yourself doing that, that means you haven't reached that point yet, and that's okay. You're still in the midst of your journey. So right now you are in the midst of a journey. You are learning about yourself. You are learning about the reality of the world, and it's uncomfortable for you, and that's fine. But things are you're going through a path of illumination, like the card says. Okay, so keep moving forward. Scorpio, 2851. Okay, you have the Table of Plenty. So you have the Wheel of Fortune, but it's in reverse. You may be dealing with a Virgo Virgo, Pisces, or Sagittarius, or they have these placements in their sun, moon, rising, or they may just be very dominant in these particular signs. Okay, but the Wheel of Fortune is the wheel of success, rewards, plentifulness, but also it is the wheel of capitalism, if we're going to be honest. Okay, because, you know, Jupiter likes to expand, But too much Jupiter can be a bad thing. It's hard to slow down Jupiter whenever Jupiter feels like they're right, or whenever Jupiter gets that sense of euphoria. It's hard to slow Jupiter down and be like, Jupiter, relax, take a break. No, I can't take a break because I'm chasing a high. Can't remember, because Jupiter is tied to Pisces and Sagittarius, and Pisces has that co-ruler of Neptune. Neptune is kind of like that euphoric type of feeling. So, think about it. It goes hand in hand. So you may be having that sense of ill this week when it pertains to just things, when it pertains to people, because maybe you got too stuck in the euphoric type of energy when it pertains to trying to conquer the world and trying to have everything. And now some type of way it has played against you. The wheel is starting to turn in a way that is not in your favor. So I feel like the card here is saying that this week you need to start slowing down. You need to think about slowing down. Some of you may be thinking about or needing to retire. You can't work yourself into oblivion, or you need to consider taking a break. Because some of you, for your hunt for euphoria, you're losing the people that matter the most. And this week is the week where they're saying, you know what? I really just don't want to deal with you anymore, because I can't stand this sense of always having to have it all, or always having to have more. And some of you, this could even be your own kids, where they're just like, I'm done. I just cannot deal with it, because you seem to care more about maybe capitalism than you care about our relationship. So you don't want to do that. And some of you, you may be feeling this way about your own parent, if you have a Scorpio parent, or if you have a Virgo parent, or a Pisces parent, or a Sagittarius parent. Okay. So this week could be the first week where money just ain't flowing like it was. Or money is flowing, but then you're realizing it's not enough, but there's nothing else you could do to make it enough. So this is the week where you also are running into a brush of reality. So you may need to roll back and listen to Libra's reading. Okay. So I'm not going to say I hate to say it. I think you're going to be more humanitarian. Now, some of you Scorpios are only going to be humanitarian just to get the heat off your ass. But I mean, I guess whatever works, whatever needs to get you to where you need to, be better. I don't care. But yeah, so, this may be the first week where life really starts to look like life. And that's okay. We all go through that particular phase. Okay. Don't be overindulging in food, alcohol, sex, especially with this. Especially with sex. Okay. It is not time for another child, because some of you guys, you're really thinking about having another child. The cards are saying no mas. Okay. Sagittarius, you're 30 to 29. What do we got? The Page of Buds. Thoughtfulness, planning, melancholy, pause. This really screams to me very water with the Page of Birds, because it kind of reminds me of the Page of Cups, because the Page of Cups can be melancholic because the page is thinking about childhood. So you could be dealing with a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You may be dealing with things tied to children during this particular week, especially if you have a child in like grade school. You may be having to deal with a lot of energy things surrounding them. Now, this also, some of you guys, it actually may be your anniversary this week or coming up soon. And unfortunately, this person may end up like forgetting, or just not making it special whatsoever. And you and this person have possibly been together since high school, or some of you have a 23-year-old child with this person, so you've been together that long. So for you this week, you're really going to be struggling with the fact that not everybody is going to be as thoughtful as you. And that is going to be the nail in the coffin a little bit for you when it pertains to a situation. Now, some of you, we have emotional manipulation is coming through as well, because somebody may be doing something and you are kind of just like, that's very idiotic. And this person is going to try to kind of like manipulate you to change your mind, to be understanding of a bonehead decision that they've made. But you're like, no, that's idiotic. But for them, they're going to start doing that whole, well, you don't understand me, blah, 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 blah. Do not let this person suck you into the vacuum of, woe is me, feel sorry for me because I made an idiot decision. So you have to be careful this week of having your heartstrings pulled upon when it pertains to, especially somebody that you're sleeping with or somebody that you have kids with. Some of you are having some issue when it pertains to a toddler. Careful when it comes to broken limbs, because I'm actually picking up something like that. Some of you, you broke a limb whenever you were a child, and you're going to possibly end up re-injuring it again by the next 3 weeks. So you need to be very careful riding bikes, doing anything tied to mountains or rugged terrain. It's going to rain a lot, by the way, wherever you're at. And because of that rain, it's going to make you also quite emotional. It's going to make you even possibly want to reach out to someone from the past. Now, if you are separated from somebody with water sign placements right now, they are ignoring you because they feel like you lack thoughtfulness. Or this can be in the reverse if you are the one that just said, I can't deal with it anymore. So this is a week where you're feeling a little bit sad because you missed somebody, but they're just not wanting to listen to you. You're not wanting to listen to them. Okay. And I feel like your plan fell through. Some of you, your plan may have fell through when it pertained to being married to this person. And now the engagement is called off, or now you guys are going your own separate ways and you don't really know what the hell is going on. Or some of you, even if you are married, there's still that energy of where somebody is considering not being married anymore. And that was not a part of the plan because a couple months ago you said, let's go to counseling, try to work it out. Now someone is just like, no. Why? Because you are not thoughtful, period. Not saying you, but get the point. Capricorn. 8. Oh, shoot. No, wrong. 36. We'll do 3612. All right, Caps. You have the Knight of Birds. Yeah, Knight of Birds. And it's upright, by the way. Adventure, excitement, movement, a love confession. So this week will actually be a pretty good week. People are coming into you. You're getting gifts. You're being showered. You're feeling like you matter. And it has possibly been a minute since you felt like you mattered. What's the... Oh, I already got that card. Let's split again. We have the Baron of Vessels is a clarifier. Drunkenness, carousing. Oh, yeah, I think that's how you say it. Moderation. Oh, yeah. Because of the Knight of Cups coming through, and we know the Knight of Cups like to have a good time. The Knight of Cups is all about what makes me feel good. You may overdo it. So be very careful of wild parties, wild escapades, you know what I mean, or just wild anything. Some of you actually may be going to an amusement park soon. 3 months and maybe a little bit less than that, you're going to have a lot of fun. So, you know, maybe save the wild escapades for the amusement park. Or I would just say for you this week is really just going to be like a kid in a candy store, a kid in Fantasyland. A fantasy of yours may come true. So this may be the week where you can explore a fantasy, not all your fantasies, a fantasy, because there will be a new lover coming into your life. I'm going to be honest. This seems temporary. Why? Not because of them, but because of you. Because you are getting into an energy where you really just want to have fun. So you're not really going to be paying attention to the mundane or the very serious topics when it comes to life. Okay. So with that being said, you're just going to be like, you're going to be everywhere. I'm just going to put it out there. Some of you Capricorns, you young ones or older ones, you're going to be going through a little bit of a whole phase. I ain't going to lie to you, because you just want to be free and you want to dive into the energy of being free. Hey, look, if you guys have ever gotten a reading from me, you know I don't judge. I always tell you, look, whatever you do, can you live with that decision? That's all I'm going to say. So if you can live with that decision and go through your whole phase, by any means, you go through that whole phase and you do it, Glen Coco. Okay. I am not here to judge. You do it. Okay. If that's what you feel you want to do, then that's what you want to do. Okay. But I am happy for you guys because I know it's been a minute since you've just had that sense of freedom and had that sense of, wow, I'm just happy to do what I want to do. So I take this actually as a good reading, but that's just my opinion on the matter. Moving on to Aquarius, you're going to be 39. I'll do 3916. Aquarius, what we got? You have the princess of, this is definitely fire. You have the princess of berries. Or is this earth? This may be earth. Courtship, love, romance, relationship. I think this might, oh, I have it right here. This may be earth with the berries. Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, it is earth. Okay, so I was right. Courtship, love, romance, relationship. But it's coming in reverse though. You're struggling to get rid of a third party. Okay. And this doesn't have to be actually in the form of love. This could be a family relationship. You're struggling to get rid of a third party, which could be an overbearing step parent. It could be a sibling that's always having their hand out, always begging for something. Or it simply could just be the matter of, you know, you have been put to the back, made to be like the black sheep, and all the attention gets put on the other kid who they feel like was not the screw up. Okay. Even though you're probably not a screw up, it's just the way that you decided to do things is just your way. It's not a fake way to win approval. However, because now you may be feeling that energy when it pertains to being like the black sheep, now you kind of want to get approval. So you may be stepping into this particular energy or this particular cycle. We're going to start being a little bit fake because you're trying to win over the approval, possibly of a family member or a parent, because you're just tired of being the outcast. So you really just want to know what it feels like to not be the black sheep. Now, Aquarius, I really don't yell at you often, but what in the F? Are you joking? You got to be joking. You don't come this far just to change it up and be like, oh, I think I need to change who I am because I need to win approval. What? What are you thinking? Nobody should be doing that, especially not you. Not Mr. or Mrs. I do what I want, like Cartman from South Park. You know, you can't be falling into that particular trap just to win over the approval. Now you may be feeling this way because you feel that you are not moving forward in your career because you're not trying to do things to gain acceptance. Now that may be a little bit different. If you're just being cold and you're not participating like a good student, then you need to fix that. Okay. If it pertains to work, but if it's just simply in your family environment or your friends, because you chose to just be different, we don't step off of that podium. Now, if you're doing some stupid shit, then you need to check yourself at the door. But if you're just being you and you're not harming anybody, you're just you. You don't need to start beating yourself up like, oh my God, how can I change this so they can accept me? They don't accept you. F them to the moon. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so this is not a week for relationships. This is not a week for getting into a relationship. This is not a week for finding a relationship. And some of you guys, you want a relationship. I don't think a relationship is coming this week. Maybe next week things will be different. But with this like Princess of Berries, which to me gives me actually this is not even tied to a particular tarot card because this is just on its own. But think about when you think of a princess. She's entitled, she's spoiled, she doesn't really have to do much because everybody knows she's a princess, if we're talking royally speaking, okay? So this could be the energy of you as well, where you don't feel like you deserve to be spoiled. You don't feel like you deserve to have this or you deserve to have that. I think you're just going through a moment, which I think everybody goes through this particular moment. But I feel like you've been in this moment for too long. Some of you have been in this moment since your birthday. And you're kind of just like a zombie, really. There's a lot of going with emotions type of energy when it pertains to this particular thing that you are going through. Okay. The relationship that you should be trying to form right now is with yourself. Other relationships, other people will come. You know, these men, these women, they are not going anywhere. Where the hell are they going to go without you? Nowhere. They're not going anywhere. So there's no rush for you to try to dive in there and try to save a relationship because you feel like they're going to go somewhere. If they leave, you can help them back. You know, this is the time for you to worry about you. Period. Full stop. Pisces, you are 4413. All right. You have the Page of Swords, but it is in reverse. Eagerness, enthusiasm, future potential. You isn't one of the 7 deadly sins like sloth? I'm totally getting that a little bit from you right now, I guess. You are letting yourself go, okay? Because you're not sure about the future anymore. At one point, the future looked really bright and people may have been complimenting you on your talent, but it's not saying you don't have talent. It's just saying that right now you do not feel that your talent is good enough when it has already been proven in the past that it was good enough. So I'm kind of confused where it showed up in physical form in the past that, hey, Pisces, you are good enough because look at your talent. And now because it's not showing up for you in the way it used to, now you're saying, oh my God, I'm not talented. If you don't shut the hell up, like immediately and fast, or I will come find each and every one of you, because that is bananas. Listen to what I just said. Does that even make any sense? It showed up for you doing exactly what you are doing now. And because it has stopped showing up, now you're saying, oh my God, I am so terrible. I suck. Well, you know what? You do suck. How about that? How about that? How about I indulge you? Because that's what you want to do. You suck real bad. See how asinine that sounds? It's ridiculous. You have the talent. Okay? You have possibly been imitated. You have been duplicated. You can never be duplicated. Don't let anybody duplicate you because you are the best. Okay? But you are really just getting beside yourself because life has took a turn and you don't understand why. Well, I'm sorry. Have you never heard of 15 minutes of fame? Or have you never heard of cycles? You know, I mean, think about the moon. The moon is always traveling in and out of zodiac signs for a month. So, I mean, it happens. And you're just being a little bit hard on yourself. Some of you guys, you're about to cuss somebody out, romantically speaking, because either they're ignoring you or, you know, this person is just not telling you how great you are. You know, imagine that, Pisces. They may have something going on in their life that you may not know about. Imagine that. Okay? So some of you just need to back off, if we're going to be honest. You need to chill. You know, I know it would be nice for it to be about you, but it's not. Okay? Clarify the Page of Swords. Because some of you guys, some of you are so eager to be loved, you come off as desperate. And it's just like, yuck. I don't want to talk to you. Because why are you so desperate? Let it come to you. Okay, clarify the Page of Swords. Okay, we have the Judgment. Imagine that. We have the Judgment, Ascent of the Blessed, Rebirth, Recognition, Assistance, Promotion. We have, looks like the Hierophant. Yeah, we have this is the Emperor, Kings of the East. This in reverse. And we have the Sin. I knew it. You're getting jealous because you don't understand why the attention is not on you. Some of you getting jealous because you don't understand why this person doesn't want to be with you. What did I just say? If you are pushing, I don't want to be with your ass either. It's like, will you shut up and sit down? Like, come on, relax yourself. Stop. Just chill. Okay? And some of you don't have a child with this person. Some of you guys you are spying on somebody that this may be your first, maybe you want a chance with this person and you're spying on them. And maybe you've been expecting this person to kind of like fawn over you, and they're kind of just like, who are you? Like, we're the same person. I don't care who you are. So you can't deal with that. And there's something so breathtaking about this person because they're not kissing your ass. Maybe this is the one. I like this person, whoever they are. Okay. But they're new. They are new. But anyway, so everybody, this has been your next 7 days. I hope it helped you and I will see you later.